Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Let's just go in and, like, kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys. Who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all, you know, conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening their refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of like a mermaid or a siren. Right?
Stardust speaks to you.
This is not the face of the hobby anymore. And I think there's been mistakes made in years past where people assumed that D&D players were all, you know, white dudes in a basement. Which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years and gets more and more false every day. And so it's, in my viewpoint, honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
We got to put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
Their voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
I'll put the seed in your head when you listen to my videos, and no matter how much you want to disagree with me, when you leave my video, you will encounter what I'm saying. The seed will affect your mind. See, that's the problem with the seed when I'm putting it in your mind.
You say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
I disagree. I disagree, Gary.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Otisburg?
Where's this monster? She's got her own place, man.
Otisburg?
It's a little bitty place.
Otisburg?
Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Great sandwich.
Thank you. I enjoyed having you here. You're a very good co-host.
Hello. How is everybody doing? We have a nice little crowd. As they say in the theater, Rogan, it's a small but spirited house. Of course, I'm joined by Rogan. Say hi, Rogan.
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing?
Hope we are coming through loud and clear. No Mouse tonight. Mouse is on his way to an undisclosed location. He sold us out for a better fare. he got an offer he couldn't refuse.
Offer he can't refuse.
But yeah, and I thank you guys for showing up early. I know it's here was my thinking. The wife and I are going out tonight. We are going to go see Night of the Living Dead in front of a live band. So that should be fun. And it's unfortunately we're gonna have to leave here probably like around 7:30. So I figured a little bit of me was better than none of me. Do you concur?
I concur.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Little late on that one. Panther says no mouse and no technical problems. Interesting. See pundits in the house. How you doing, Kaz? Eric is here. Eric he is partially responsible for the topic that we're gonna discuss, and that's we're gonna get right into combat wheelchairs here in a moment. I do not think Mouse is the cause for
no, not at all.
Yeah, no. Actually, last week it was foolish and a bit arrogant of me to kind of just think like, oh, I'll just plug in this thing called Voice Meter Banana, which is like a virtual audio cable. And then just it's running up against OBS Ninja. And I just kind of said, well, I think I know how it works. I know how it's going to work out. I didn't. So the thing is the software was doing what it should have. I was not doing what I should have. So I think we'll be better if we have a guest next time in OBS. Let's cross our fingers. Yeah. Who else do we got here? Surly in the house. Real Vector. I haven't seen Vector in a while. Yeah, I was going to say, he says, I finally caught one of these live again. It's been too long. Yeah, I was just going to say, Vector. Good Lord, man.
He's the real Vector.
Yeah, Overkill Joe. He's the one that kind of lives within shouting distance of well, not shouting distance, but in our vicinity, sort of. No need for wheelchairs when you have a restoration and cure all spells. That's right, Raven. Crazy Mouse is here. I hope you're not texting while you're driving. I hope. Please do not get into an accident over this show.
He's smarter than that.
Did you get a chance? I don't know if you got a chance to see my latest video, Rogan. It was about the moment I got hooked on RPGs.
I did not, unfortunately.
All right, we'll take care of that after.
Life has been a spinning wheel lately.
I just say I just kind of detailed the moment that I got hooked, and I could actually remember it. It was when I was over at Gavin Morgan's house. We were about 13. It was a Call of Cthulhu game of all things, and I just wanted to tell everybody I am really enjoying reading all of your moments too in the comments. This is one where the video was okay, but I really, don't care too much about the video. I'm just excited to read about everything that you guys are saying about your, the moment that you got hooked on RPGs. So if you do want to check out that video, go ahead. It's the latest one I released. And you can get a behind-the-scenes flip-through of a 1982, 1983 Call of Cthulhu box set, if you're a channel member. Let's see. What else is on the docket? I think that's it. I want to get right into something here, Rogan, if that's okay with you.
We'll jump in with both feet. Let's do it.
All right. So indulge me for a moment. Hold on one sec. I'm going to need control here, buddy. It's a fight, eternal fight for control of the mouse. Not the crazy mouse, the mouse. Can you guys see the Twitter there? All right. Eric C. kind of tipped me off to this. To the people moaning about wheelchairs in D&D. Why do you care? If it's practicality you're looking for, then planning a 3-foot gnome will have just as bad a time in a real dungeon. No, he won't. If it's realism or themes, they're big on this. Hephaestus made himself wheelchairs, so why care? And this set off a shitstorm of people. I think this is one of those things like safety tools that comes up every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah, Steelhaven Game Studios, 3-foot gnome who can climb ropes and walk under his own power. Yeah, a little different there. But this guy is insufferable. You get the general idea. He responds to every comment in a snarky way. Now, I don't know if this is him. Okay, one moment here. Let me go back. In fact, I'm going to change scenes on you guys here. We're going to go into the business scene. That's a little preview of what we're going to have. But all right, so listen. This is another thing that Eric told me about. Listen to this short and how insufferable this guy is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it must be 2020 again because the usual suspects are back on Twitter to complain about the combat wheelchair. That's right, the idea of a wheelchair in your Dungeons & Dragons game infuriates them so much that they are willing to bare their entire ass on social media to make sure you know they don't like that idea.
Well, I don't know if we're mad about it. I like pointing out how stupid it is.
Absolutely.
I mean, I am going to show you in a moment how dumb this is. But this is just a short, so this isn't too long. In the theme for tonight, where we are kind of jamming everything in.
One of the arguments they love to make is that this is a world of magic, so as a result, why would there be people who are permanently paralyzed? And you know what? While there are many arguments to make against that very stupid idea. I think we should all take a moment to step back and appreciate the fantasy that they are trying to present. They're trying to present a fantasy world in which healthcare is affordable and universal, and I'm all for that. 100%. You and me, brother, let's create that world. In fact, let's bring that to reality. Let's make sure that when it comes time to vote, we try to create a world that truly has affordable and universal healthcare.
So funny,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
That was
Yeah.
awesome. That was
What a smarmy,
good touch, Jared.
Smarmy douchebag. That's what that guy is. He is a smarmy douchebag.
He's the douchiest douche.
Affordable health care. Like you wouldn't have to raise taxes on the peasants to pay for this fever dream. All right. So, I've constructed something here.
Whoops.
Oh, we have a $5 super chat. Ooh, Eric C. How you doing?
Damn.
It is a leftist power trip. The entire campaign world has to change to accommodate their character in a wheelchair. Absolutely, my friend. Thank you. And again, thank you to Eric C. He kind of, I had a couple of things in the hopper, but he kind of tipped me off to this. He's like, hey, boss, check this out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to reverse course, and I'm going to talk about the wheelchair. But not just talk about it. I'm going to show the wheelchair.
Dun,
All right.
dun.
Do you see? Do you see? Do you see? Do you see?
What?
All right.
I raised my hand here. Is that legal? Because he kind of is taking up more than one square there, but he's not taking up several squares.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh yeah, that's Dr. X.
Yeah. All right, so we have our party here. Okay. And they have just encountered a secret door. A concealed door, we'll say. Oh, there it is. Boy, it's going to be a tight fit. Going to be a real tight fit, actually. Okay. Let's see how it goes. All right. So who do you want to go in first, Rogan?
Well, I would put the rogue first if there is one available.
All right, so let's get the door out of the way. Even though fitting into this, with this, how do we?
That wheelchair must be made of mad magic.
What are we doing here? Can we even get through? We'll say that he can. We'll say that he can. All right, so the thief goes first. Good choice. Something I would do. He's got the bag of loot. Let's say the old lady they took with them. Yank him back.
Yank. Hook him up to the horse.
Yeah, and we might need somebody to push him, so he can't be the last one in. Let's just put him in the middle here. Okay? Because you know what? If you leave him at the end, that's kind of discriminatory, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. It would be wrong to do that.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Now we got, holy smokes. Now they're in. Okay. They round the corner. Oh, shit. There is a couple of, whatever, bugbears or something. He gets to here. Now let's say there is a lot of bugbears there. Okay, they push him back, and then they're like, holy shit. The lady says, I got to get out of here. How the fuck is she going to get out? How is she going to get out? I want to know, like physically. She is going to literally have to crawl all over this guy.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Let's say there's a general retreat in this 5-foot wide corridor. You know, sometimes there are narrow corridors in dungeons. How the fuck are you going to turn this thing around? How are you going to do a K-turn in this 90-degree bend in this 5-foot corridor? And then let's say they get lucky. Let's say they get real lucky and they defeat the bugbears. Do you see what those are at the end? Those are narrow stairs.
Dun, dun, dun.
What is going to happen? What is going to happen there?
It's set up for a situation of friendly fire. Sorry. I'm like, you know, what's that expression? I don't have to run faster than the bear. I have to just run faster than you.
Well, kind of exactly. Okay, so when we say we don't like it, it's not necessarily that it's stupid, although it is. It's just so hopelessly retarded that any thinking person is going to realize, like, all right, this is really dumb. Okay, but this is what happens when you try to put 21st century, morals into a fucking pen and paper game about your imagination. Yeah, how is this going to happen? How is he going to fucking turn around? How's he going to climb those stairs? Does he have a pack? If he's an adventurer, this guy on Twitter, he kept showing like, oh, look at this guy. He's climbing a rock wall in his wheelchair. And it was like some buffed out brother.
Right.
Like, who's, obviously was, huge. Okay, that's fine, for the one in a million.
With all due respect, though, if we want to talk about reality and stuff like that, that wheelchair that he's rock climbing with, et cetera, that's ultra light material, really thin. It's rugged enough.
Yeah,
but,
carbon. Yeah.
But like, it's not, it certainly isn't made to go down, a dungeon, or narrow caves. It's not. It's stupid.
How is he? Yeah, John Osborne. Yeah, how is he going to do on those stairs? These stairs right here. How's he going to do on a deep flight of stairs being chased by somebody? It's fucking stupid. And this is, remember that, I can't even remember her name, Jennifer Kretschmer, I think. She was the one that was all about handicap accessible dungeons. I guess you wouldn't have that in these. Yeah, Pundit says the magic wheelchair only works if it makes disabled PCs better than anyone not in one. Yeah, in which case, why wouldn't every PC just ride around in one? Exactly. It's pretty soon it becomes a status symbol. If your disability makes you better than, well, then people are going to take advantage of it. You cannot tell me nuts and bolts, this narrow 5-foot corridor, this dude is either waiting outside, right here, saying, best of luck, guys. I'll be cheering you on.
Right.
Or he is a semi-mobile liability. What the fuck is he going to do?
Well, let's kind of, if you don't mind for a second, let's go back to that gentleman's comment about universal health care. Okay, in a world of universal health care, he would never be in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because we have divine magic, we have arcane magic, we have all kinds of magic-y things going on, and it's all for free.
Yep.
So who did this guy piss off?
Yeah, exactly. I get Torres there about stairs scaring him in real life, because I think Torres said he was he may have been disabled, so he may have he may have a he may have a unique thought on this. But it's like, yeah, I mean, and it's not, they make it seem like, oh, so you just don't even want, disabled people in your, in your games. No, it's like they can be the shopkeeper. They can even accompany you to where you need to go.
Right.
Maybe they can, feed the horse or something. But guess what? They're not going over uneven ground, up, 2 flights of steps, that are 5 feet wide. It's just not going to fucking happen.
No.
But you brought up another good point, Rogan, because, it's like if you had admitted like, oh yeah, well, universal health care, if you want it, put it into your game, and then you can cure disabled people. That guy would relent then and say, oh, okay, see, we're good.
Right.
But it's like, it just shows that they're not honest brokers. They don't care about any game related stuff.
I remember when this first came out, we talked about it a little bit, and I just got it in my head. If I was and I'm not disabled, I have that against me. But I was thinking, if I was to play a fantasy game, and imagine that I'm something I'm not, because every Friday we do that, and I love it. Why would I not want to have a character that isn't bound to a wheelchair? I could be thinking in the wrong way, but I think of like the kinds of characters I've played in the past. I'm not gay. I played a gay character in one game. I'm not a large African American guy, but I did play one in a game. I played I tried to switch things up, to use my imagination and play different things.
Pour one out for old Dende.
Oh God. Oh God!
And Jim's coworker who kept it under his under his lid when he had the.
That dude could have ended my career.
Yeah, I think we may have told that story here before.
I hope so. I don't want to tell it again, but
yes. Jim had a funny haha picture. This is like what, 2004, maybe 2005, that you printed off the internet of a large black man with a large member.
Yeah.
As a joke, he was going to show us that night. And one of his coworkers found it at work. This is a blue-collar shop, people, welders and, laborers.
Yep.
He said, "What's this?"
He snagged it right out of my hand. My folder, and was looking through it because he knew I played Dungeons. One of the few people I was kind enough to talk to a little bit about that. And he opens it up and sees that picture, and everything froze. Time froze.
Yeah.
And he looked at me. He looked at me. I looked at him. I'm like, oh, I'm so fucked.
The cold sweat.
Yeah,
the cold sweat you must have been
so
in.
I'm like, at 1,000 miles per hour, I'm trying to explain it. He goes, all right, and closes it and hands it back to me. Never said a word to anybody. And in shop atmosphere, everything goes. I mean, there's. It can be a very brutal little society, but that dude.
Yeah, you should buy him a Christmas gift every year, even now.
I think he passed away a while back. I think about him often.
Oh, really?
Yes, I heard that he passed away a while back.
Well, your secret dies with him.
Yes, it does. Well, it is shared with all the divers now.
There we go. Yes. All right. One other, I guess there's one other thing we could do. Again, I'll need control here for a second. All right. So, one moment. Am I still on there for Rogan? What? I'm going to switch to a different scene. That'll take it. That'll take care of it.
Bam.
Ladies and gentlemen, it must be 2020 again because the usual
There's our
suspects
friend.
are
All right. So this was making the rounds too. D&D is coming to classrooms all across the U.S. In collaboration with Adopt a Classroom, Wizards announced a new initiative to bring its beloved tabletop game to over 200 U.S. classrooms.
Oh, man. You know what that means? That means that in the future, within my lifetime, there's going to be a handful of young people out there that had the potential to write some incredible imaginary fantasy or science fiction stuff. And that'll be nipped in the bud by this insanity. It'll be dumbed down. I can't imagine what there will be no blockbusters, no fantastic books in the future coming out of any writers in America.
Can you imagine? Because what they're going to do, and I think it says so here. Scroll down a little. I think they pick like a couple hundred teachers. Yeah, while games like D&D are invaluable resources, they're calling it resources for teachers. We've always said the game is not a therapy session, but now they are kind of making it. It's an early intervention session. Teachers spend an average of $860 of their own money on school supplies. Teachers shouldn't have to spend so much out of pocket. Well, all right. Well, look, I'm married to a teacher. She buys stuff. It's okay. I guess you get to keep it. A lot of it. So they are going to, I don't know if they're going to certify a bunch of teachers. I think I maybe read that. I'm not going to go through this all the way. But yeah, I think Wizards is going to provide them with the core rule books and maybe the D&D starter set, Dragons of Storm Wreck Isle. Well, gee, if they were so proud of things like Journeys to the Radiant Citadel and Candlekeep, why didn't they give them that? Why did they give them kind of a generic, they gave them like a run-of-the-mill adventure set.
I know that
hypocrites.
I know that there's Dungeons and Dragons clubs in a lot of schools. I have a friend of mine runs one in one of the schools. I just, this kind of hobby, for a club after school, that's cool. But in the classroom, we're dealing with zero tolerance. I guess, they want to do therapy with these kids with stuff like that. I just, all right, let's drop a character here. All right. Now you got powers and pick your weapon. You're okay. You can't have the great sword, but you can have a feather sword because that's not violent.
Well, also too, how uncool are they making it? Although with these kids nowadays, I guess you don't know. I mean, how back in the 80s, if our teacher was running it in school, you would have been laughed at.
Yeah.
If you'd have partaken in this. It's one thing to have a club after school, that you guys organize. It's another thing to have, Miss Haversham try to, do her funny voices.
Yeah.
Oh God, can you imagine that? They are making me just want to go into the closet all over again with this stuff for different reasons. Before it wasn't socially acceptable, and we sort of understood why, and that's kind of why we just kind of,
And that's what made it all the more special. That's why, that we hold on to it, and then we get up there in age and we look back, and that's a powerful emotional memory that we have. Those first experiences when we were so young, when it wasn't cool, when we had to hold on tight, when we had to be careful about who we wanted to try to let in, it was hard to find kids to play Dungeons and Dragons with. For me back in the day, it was difficult. But, looking back, that's, finding my tribe was extremely important. Now, everyone's in the tribe, then nothing's important.
Oh, yeah, well put. Now the tribe is going to be made by, like I said, your English teacher, your 7th grade English teacher. How cool. Yeah. Orcs are people too.
Now, what kind of pride flag can we make for that?
Yeah, exactly. Purple and gray, maybe? Oh, God.
A room and a pie?
So I don't know. I mean, maybe there was a time when we would have, if in a vacuum, we might have said like, oh man, this is, it just means the game's getting more acceptance, but we don't want that anymore. I want people to start realizing that this game is dumb, for lack of a better word. I know it sounds counterintuitive and a bit hypocritical, but just God, we need jocks again. We need bullies that don't, take it to the, up to level 11. We need bullies that take it to like a 3 or a 4.
Right.
A little bit of snickering at the lunch table, a little bit of pointing and laughing.
Right.
Getting people just a little bit self-conscious enough to be like, oh, should I really be doing this? Yeah, pour one out for the bullies. Almost extinct. What do these guys say, Rogan?
What we got here?
Normal people. Yeah, Cal, exactly. Yeah, they do want to drive normal people. That is, we are being driven into the closet. So in a way, going in kind of plays into their hand, but what can you do? I mean, they've made it a wasteland. My Lord.
It's a shame. It really is a shame. You had mentioned earlier again your first experience, and I remember you and I a long time ago talking about our first experience with a particular hobby store that we both discovered. We didn't know each other way back then, and how for me that going in that hobby store with a friend and seeing these amazing miniatures and models all painted up. It was just absolutely like, that my road was traveling in a direction and an off ramp came over here and allowed me a different direction. And I took that direction, and it made all the difference. But it was, again, a very memorable and, a feeling when I look back. I have that strong feeling inside me. Now it's not, it's no one's going to have that feeling anymore, It's,
well, there's a reason. I've kind of narrowed it down, and it's not going to be a revelation. Certainly not to people like Pundit and other folks, who spend a lot of time. But I'm going to make a video on it, and I know exactly why. And people are afraid to say why. But I am going to do a video, and I will just kind of detail why I think this particular thing is really the Phantom Menace behind it all. Oh, what a shame. All right. So last time we gave you a little sneak peek, but we couldn't hear because, as I said, it wasn't a technical issue. It was user error on my part. You guys could hear it, but we couldn't. So we are going to look at a couple of movies that that Rogan, one he was a part of and one he wasn't. Do you want to do the one you were a part of?
Sure. Right. We don't have to do the whole thing.
Yeah, we're just going to do a little EFAP because, like I said, we're going to have to jet out of here in about a half hour. All right, so take us back. What year is this, Rogan?
Oh, gosh. I was, I want to say 17, 18 years old-ish.
So early to mid-'80s?
Yeah.
This is called Psycho Killer.
The mission in general was top secret. I deployed a unit to stop the 2 KGB Special Branch agents before they leave this country with valuable defense information.
All right, so who is that talking?
That is a guy named Donnie Weber.
Donnie Weber.
Donnie Weber, good guy, older than all of us. He was the Johnny Bravo of the era. Big, muscular. He was smart. He was on top of music. He was just a really cool dude.
All right, so this is the era, like I said, early to mid 80s. This is like Commando, Rambo.
Yes.
So that was sort of the inspiration behind this, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right, so These are the heroes, I think.
These are the heroes. And I know it's it's a muddied situation. We can get into that later on, but these are the heroes. Yes.
All right. Let's continue.
Working directly with the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Oh, who's that?
Is that who I think it is?
Yes, it is.
Grid coordinates to find the enemy's escape route.
You're looking at an 18-year-old.
That is, if you want to see what Rogan looks like or looked like in his past.
Yeah.
There's a reason they called him Animal. Look at that.
Oh God, yeah.
That is Rogan.
I got war paint all over my face. I got a wrinkled up military hat and tank top and some BVDs and.
Oh man, the Greensboro Green Beret.
Yeah.
These were in the local woods here, right?
Yeah. My family owned property in out of ways, and it was my family's. Got all these people up there in there.
All right, there's your star, people. Our star.
Were all we had to go with. The men I've selected to endure this mission.
Ooh, a little Chuck Norris sort of action there.
That's Matt. He's he's Matt Verzini. That's part 2. Donnie and Matt made all these movies. They started making them when they were very, very young, and as they kept moving them, kind of like drew in people, and they were kind of both like the Andy Warhol of the area.
Raven says this is the product of bullying these.
Yes, it is.
I'm beginning to have a real new appreciation for this kind of stuff. These guys that just could think ahead enough to do this kind of stuff. I think after our game this past Friday, which Rogan ran brilliantly, Tales from the Loop. Always good to kind of relive our childhood in the 80s, which we do in Tales from the Loop. But I showed these guys a channel on YouTube called Len Enders.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was like a metalhead. He's like 6 months younger than me. So, he was, essentially when I'm looking at the stuff that he took video of back in the day, and he took a ton. It's like part of your life. I mean, even though he was way over on the West Coast, like in Washington, it's still, you can recognize everything about the 80s. So
it's like a Wayback Machine.
Yeah. I give him so much credit because back then it wasn't easy. It wasn't like taking a phone out and just recording everything. It's like taking a freaking camera.
Yeah.
And going on your bike or, taking it in the car with the guys and just recording everything.
He even made a comment one part in there about scraping up money so he could rent
Yes.
The camera.
Paying money to rent.
And recording as much as he did all the time for years.
Yeah, check it out, you guys who grew up in the 80s, Len Enders, after, of course, the stream. Don't you dare leave. All right, so let's keep going with Psycho Killer. That is Matt. And Matt, unfortunately, is no longer with us, correct?
He passed away a while back. Good guy.
Yep. We're well trained, a little green, but have never experienced real live guerrilla warfare.
Here it comes.
Real life guerrilla warfare. All right.
Here it comes.
Are we ready? Here.
With the exception of their leader, Staff Sergeant Joseph Killa.
That guy right. Oh, there I am. Whoa, look at me. Woo.
Damn. You were a specimen.
Oh.
You were a specimen.
I could tell all kinds of stories about how I lifted weights around and stuff like that, but you guys don't want to hear that.
Damn. Like, you should have been the Rambo hero. Oh, man.
Bill, over here!
First.
You were literally
I died first. And that sucked. We were all supposed to die, but when they were making the cut, I'm like, you're going to die first. I'm like, oh, man.
I mean, objectively, you're literally the most compelling guy on screen.
Well, thank you.
and they just literally killed you off within 2 minutes.
Put myself in those shoes, man. Oh, man.
What did they use for that explosion? Do you remember?
Yes. An enormous amount of gunpowder.
Did they really just a thing of gunpowder?
There's this dude Dale. He's in there with the shotgun, and he brought cans and cans and cans of gunpowder and things that light it off. I mean, he blew up things all over my parents' property. My parents, they were out of town for a couple days, and this guy just lit things up and blew things up, and it's just amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah. For you younger guys, you don't know the lore of like Rambo and like all those like Missing in Action. It was such a cultural touchstone. Like teenage boys back then, we were drawn to the woods. Nixit says they did a video just like this, huge shoulder cam. Yeah, is that the kind of camera they had?
Oh yeah,
big one.
Yeah.
Because I remember going up and we would play like war games with like a pellet gun. We were gonna get like paintball, but paintball was really expensive back then, and we're talking like 85, 86,
right?
Probably a little after this. So we could not afford it, and so we just made do with what we had, like pellet guns, with like those little ceramic BBs, a bow and arrow, which almost took the eye of my friend. I mentioned my friend Chris, who was kind of indirectly responsible for my love of RPGs. That idiot took a full draw on a simple. It was a simple bow. And granted, the arrow it was just a dowel rod.
Right.
But he still took a full draw on it and missed my friend Jeff's eye he hit him right here. He had to get stitches because, of course, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he would be blind in one eye. 85.
That was a bad decision.
85, the year Commando came out. Yeah. All right. Well, our hero is already dead. Curious choice, but let's continue.
To this day, I'm still bummed out about that.
I would be too.
Get out there, get out there. Over there now.
There's so much ketchup all over me. It was when I finally got out of the scene and I walked away, I had ketchup all over me. I wasn't expecting that. And then the flies and the bees were very attracted to it.
It doesn't even look like ketchup. It's that's pretty good, actually.
It's okay. It's going to be okay. What's that?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Now that is dangerous. Two like amateur, just two teenagers. we're
barely made it out.
Yeah, we're hovering over a thing of gunpowder.
Yes.
And you had to rely on a complete amateur to set that off.
This guy was a complete pyro. He was all. I mean, like, yeah. This guy name was Dale. His name is Dale. He's still around.
Was he doing it with wicks?
He actually had a little charge thing, like from those 80's rockets.
Oh, okay. So there was a little bit of technology.
A little bit. Yeah.
Oh my god!
But it that close, it reverberated.
I mean, that's
one of the smaller ones, man. We blew up things all over the place that didn't make it in the cut. I remember this like it was yesterday.
He does look like Johnny Bravo.
Johnny
Holy
Bravo,
shit.
yes, he does. Where's the beach?
I like the Star Trek music that they intersperse. There's another whole video that deals a little bit more straight on with Star Trek that we will watch some other time. We just won't have time tonight. Let's keep going. So how did we do the shooting effects? Do you remember?
I just looped it. I don't know how they did.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. I guess that would be smart. Yeah, just loop it. They had to have an initial flash.
Right. Like yes. Dale brought a real shotgun and a real handgun, and I don't know if I had anything else.
Hold on. Yeah. 1 second. Yep.
Whoops.
See you later, pundit. Thanks for stopping by. It's my. I was making a bet in my own mind. I'm like, man, if Pundit is still here, that is going to be the biggest miracle. I can't see somebody who would be less interested in like our home movies from the 80s. Thank you for sticking it out as long as you did.
Thanks a lot,
Kaz.
Pundit.
Yep, thank you. right, so there's Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo, yes.
There we go.
Isn't he the leader?
This guy right here is the
no. The guy in the white bandana. He just gets shot.
He got shot. Yeah.
Holy smokes!
But just like
body count is rising.
Just like Chuck Norris. I get blown up in a heartbeat. But
Charlotte is here. I didn't even notice. How you doing,
Charlotte.
honey? Good to see you, Charlotte. Yep. Nick Laserbeam, a puppet. Yep. Actually, you can go. You can roll back and do a little mini roll call. See if we missed anybody there, Rogan.
Elliot is here.
Yep, Elliot. John, gaming with ADHD. How you doing?
Old
Grump. Yep. Muppet, of course. The stalwarts. Good to see Vector again. Hadn't seen him in ages. Insert name here, who's been commenting a lot. I like the stuff that he's saying in some of the videos. Yeah, the movie's based on Predator. Meat byproducts. Yeah, is that meat? I think that maybe that's meat. I think he might have just changed his name. How you doing, Meat? Richard Lopez. All right, you can go to the bottom. We will continue. Thank you all again for coming out on such like I said, it's kind of a short notice and a earlier stream. But like I said, a little bit of me is better than none of me. I couldn't let you guys go 2 weeks without seeing my lovely face, so and hearing my voice and Rogan's.
Hello.
Yep. So all right, Johnny Bravo. He's just shot our hero.
I can't sleep 'cause my head's on fire. Don't touch me, I'ma realize why.
Your friends like to use a lot of licensed music. It's going to cause me a little headache probably here. Well, hopefully it'll just demonetize it. But yeah, Surly, copyright police. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, if we go off the air, you know why.
Actually, I had to. We didn't hear it, but the original, like the intro to that Gorn,
right?
A video, the Star Trek one, had the Pink Panther theme. Well, Henry Mancini must be a real dick because that actually gets blocked in certain countries, and I didn't know which ones. They're like, "Hey, but do you want to get rid of that audio?" So I'm like, "Sure." But when you do that, it f's up the live chat. Nobody can see it in retrospect. Yeah. So hopefully this is just a demonetization. I don't care if the live streams get demonetized. That is, I'm not here to get rich. I'm here to have fun. And if a little bit of copyrighted music can help, so be it. Team of Pancreas. Wait, who's Tina Weymouth?
Talking Heads. She was the bass player.
Oh, wow. Damn. You guys are good. All right, so Johnny Bravo just kicked some major ass.
Yeah, did a coup de grace there.
He wanted to do that.
Oh yeah.
He must have been like, all right, guys, no matter what, this is we're doing this.
And who pointed out the white sneakers? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, all these years, I never noticed.
Yeah.
Never noticed.
You can't even finish it.
Kick that son. Hate him.
What can you say? My lips are sealed. You say something wrong. One second again.
Oh, yeah, you could tell it was getting looped there. Yeah,
Dave, he was my roommate for quite a while. We were friends for a very long time. Man, we got stories to tell about that dude.
Was he a wild man?
Fucked up. Dude is messed up. Yeah.
Can you give us a quick 1-minute story about him?
Well, we called him Gut Pile for a while because he worked at a butcher place where they did the animals. And I'd come home to my apartment and there'd be a zipper bag in the freezer of eyeballs. Like, dude, why'd you do that? Yeah, I wanted them.
I wanted them.
I wanted them. The guy came. I worked. He worked odd hours. I'd show up at my apartment. And there's this dude I'd never seen before. I'm like, hi. And he's like, hey, I'm like, Dave said, oh yeah, he's in the bathroom. And Dave comes out. I'm like, hey, Dave, who's the dude? Oh, he's staying with us for a while.
Oh God.
Like, oh really? And I don't remember his name. He was from the Middle East, and he was on a work visa. Blah blah blah. I'm like, the dude, like the guy can't stay here. It's like, well, he's got no place to go. Like, how long have you known him? I just met him.
So he was going to take a guy he just met from the Middle East and bring him into your apartment.
So for 2 weeks, I lived with my girlfriend until this guy left. Oh, and I fully expected to show up at my place and Dave would be dead. And there's like,
Dave invited Mohammed Atta into your apartment.
And I'm sure the dude was a good dude,
Oh, but
like, I'm like, dude, like, it was just messed up. We went out, we're underage, we're out drinking one time, and we're like, we're out of beer. So we're downtown area, and he's like, yeah, I know where to get beer. Just hang on a second. And there's there was a bar downtown. We got a gay and lesbian bar, and he walks right in there. And me and my buddies are like, what is Dave doing? He's going to get us beer. All right, we all know people.
Silver Slipper, right?
Silver Slipper, yes. Yeah. And we're waiting. We're waiting like an hour or so, hour and 15, hour, 20 minutes. So we're like, who's going to go in? And I went in. I'm looking all over, and there he is dancing with a bunch of people. I'm like, dude, you're supposed to get us beer, man. Oh, yeah, hang on, yeah, And
so he went into a gay bar to get beer for everybody.
Yeah,
it just stayed and danced.
Just stayed there. Yeah,
that is this guy right here.
Yeah, Dave is Dave.
Well, all right, we'll have to hear more about him later. Let's So I'm assuming they had to do like the all the sound effects and dialogue were ADR afterward.
Yeah, afterwards. Yeah. Yep. Look at all this though. All this action going on. I died first.
I know.
I died first.
I guess somebody had to, but why not look at like your buddy there, your former roommate, and be like, all right, let's get rid of him. He looks like he's 170 pounds, soaking wet maybe. I mean, well, you're cut like a god back then.
Like these guys are getting shot and kicked and knocked around and thrown in the trees, and they're alive. I had one lousy explosive, and I'm left there with ketchup on me for the rest of the day.
Ignominiously killed. I think Marty Feldman in Yellowbeard had a more dignified death. I don't know if you guys remember. You guys saw Yellowbeard, but Marty Feldman died before they finished the film. So he literally came into towards the end. He quote unquote came in. It was a body double. Came in and he like got pushed over, fell over a railing and died. And then Peter Boyle's line was, "Don't worry, mate. I'll spend your share." Hungar is here. How you doing, Hungar? Nice to see you, buddy. Yep, member for a month. Thank you so much. Hope you got to watch the member exclusive video. Taking a peek at that 1983 Call of Cthulhu box set. Very good. Yeah. Eric C says Yellowbeard is a great movie, along with Eric the Viking. Yep.
Loved Eric the Viking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yellowbeard. It's you can't say it's like kind of funny, but it's amusing, and there are parts that are actually funny. It's just weird how it's almost all Monty Python people, but it's like they don't want to be there, other than Graham Chapman, of course.
I remember that dude got shot a lot earlier.
Oh, yeah, oh yes. He's in charge of continuity here.
Oh, buddy.
I see my adversary made it to his designated rendezvous on time. Heels are fuzzy to me, but I believe a weapon of some sort was planted somewhere in that crevice. But I can't remember what it was.
Tell me that's not a real stick and die.
It's not.
Okay. In the 80s, all bets are off, and you never know. So it's like, what harm could it do? It's like, I'll throw it far.
Only one alive now. I'm not even sure how.
Star Trek music. I'm gonna say that's quite good. Those explosions, you know, matched up to the footage, it's quite good.
Better get in there for that launcher. This weapon, useless.
What does he say? I will kill you?
I don't even know.
John Osborne says it's 4 M80s and a paper towel tube. Probably. We were cleaning out the shed, me and Mrs. D, over the weekend. She's like, I have 4 M88s here. I'm like, what? Probably from our son. She's like, what do you want to do with them? I'm like, all right, throw them away. I think when you're over 50, you're almost required to throw that kind of stuff away before you lose a finger. Boy, I get a lot of get their money's worth out of that shot.
Yeah, that's a lot of bullets out of that gun there. Holy moly.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got
an extended clip.
Yeah, he's got the 380 round banana clips hidden around somewhere. That was really good. What did you guys use for the bazooka?
Matt was in the Army Reserves.
You're not telling me that was a real bazooka?
Not a live one, but yeah.
But it was a
yeah.
Would you just put a little juice in it to give it the smoke?
Yeah, I think we actually shot off like one of those SD's little rockets out of it.
Holy shit! And what a time to be able to do this. If you tried to do this now, the police would be out, the SWAT team would be out there.
What, if you tried to buy that much gunpowder that Dale guy brought, you'd be flagged in a heartbeat.
Yeah. What are you doing with it? Holy smokes. I'm really liking this. I mean, not just like it's funny, huh? I mean, there was so much love. You can tell there's just so much love put into this. The only thing I question is killing you off. So.
I agree. You know, and I thought I made peace with it over the years until we had to watch this again.
You got to give us a pass because we are talking about an 80s movie, you know, and it is a clip, and you do slam it in. Let's be clear. You slam it in. Was there a backstory for who Johnny Bravo's character was?
No, other than what the narration said. Some KGB agent.
KGB. I love it. I agree, Charlotte. He's making the classic villain mistake. He's playing with his food.
Son of a pig.
He's just laughing like maniacally.
It's Psycho.
Hence the Psycho Killer.
But they did this. This is so Brother is ribbit. Just let it out.
Oh, he's trying to sound Russian.
Yes,
Okay. I get it. Okay. All right, hold on 1 second. I'm going to see how much longer we have. All right, we're down to the last minute, and then we got a jet. So we're going to let the last minute roll, people. Here you go. The exciting conclusion of Psycho Killer. Good job, Joe. He's being sprung. Tell me about that. What, was that a dummy?
That's the dummy.
I hope.
Yeah, that's the dummy.
That's the dummy.
Yeah.
Now, wait, you're saying that's where the gun range is right now?
Yeah. They leveled that a while back. They took
holy shit. Is it on the back side of the gun range?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because back behind there, it's a stream.
Hold on 1 second here. All right, I want to. That's worth another look.
Bill, you're live.
Barely.
And it ends there.
Yeah, I was gonna say they need to work on that. Need to work on that ending there a little bit. All right, I can hear Mrs. D clomping around up there. That means she is probably ready to go. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will send you out with the intro or outro, and like I said, look for a video, I don't know, maybe early next week, maybe over the weekend if I am particularly motivated. Thank you for coming out. Such a, earlier time, kind of short notice. Didn't know if we were going to have one or not. Love you guys all. You guys take care. And
I appreciate being able to share that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Double D, for sharing that with everybody.
Yeah. Well, we will kind of do a post-mortem on that, and then we'll look at the other one that they did, which did not involve you.
No, not at all. No.
Did not involve you, but was still really good. You can tell the love that went into this also went into their other one.
Oh, they were very passionate.
Yeah. Boy, what foresight to be able to do that stuff. Okay, guys, take care. Love you all. Peace.
Good night, all.
Hey, man, is that Double D? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Let's just go in and kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys. Who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all. Conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening their refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of a mermaid or a siren. Right?
Speaks to you.
This is not the face of the hobby anymore. And I think there's been mistakes made in years past where people assumed that D&D players were all, white dudes in a basement, which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years and gets more and more false every day. And so it's, in my viewpoint, honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
You gotta put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
Their voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
I'll put the seed in your head when you listen to my videos, and no matter how much you want to disagree with me, when you leave my video, you will encounter what I'm saying. The seed will affect your mind. See, that's the problem with the seed when I'm putting it in your mind.
You say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
I disagree. I disagree, Gary.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Otisburg?
Where's this monster? She's got her own place, man.
Otisburg?
It's a little bitty place.
Otisburg?
Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Craig!
Great sandwich.
Thank you. I enjoyed having you here. You're a very good co-host.